stream. And I'm not going to do the bumper. So that is up and running. Frosty Winnipeg, first in chat room. Do we got confirmation on stream?
I am
I
looking.
haven't even.
Let's get
I haven't
over
even found
here.
There it
Should be
goes.
live right now.
Yeah, it's up.
Without a bumper, it takes a little different hoops to jump through to see it. There it is. Checking the audio. And come on, hit the right thing there.
Frosty Winnipeg. Anybody got a sticky that says "Do not touch"?
Well, let me show how that happened. For those who didn't catch the earlier stream, this is the second stream of this session so far. And I was looking for a particular button to do a feature that I have, and I have two Stream Decks here. Yeah, I know. I was going to see a therapist about that. So here's the Stream Deck buttons, and I was looking for a button that I expected to be in the center on this bottom row. And it wasn't on this page, so I pressed this button to go to the prior page. Now I can't actually show it there on screen. When I click here, it's actually showing the activation of that comment. Oh, this is the button I was looking for. But I thought it was down here. So I hit this again. And that would take me to this screen. And I didn't see the button on the bottom. So I hit that button again. And I still don't see it. So I just press that button again. Notice that button now is the end stream button. End screen and in, yeah, that's why it ended. That's the button that I wanted. The boy needs help, I tell you. All right, so then I've got to go get my chat room back and then get back to what we were talking about. Oh yeah, the copyright videos. Got to think and click and talk all at the same time.
Walk and chew gum.
Yeah. So here's where I was at. And the drawing feature with Control Shift, I figured out how to do these arrows. Looking at that piece there. Tony Wallace says, oops, on my he sent me a text. Hopefully he's back. Are you back, Tony? I don't remember having heard SpeakerBot. Now then, so yeah, we've updated the erase song feature on your video copyright details page. Try the new AI-powered technology to remove Content ID claim music
chat, please,
while preserving the underlying audio of your video. Yes, of course there was chat previously. Thank you, Tony, and he is here, and he confirms SpeakerBot is working. Now, once I hit this dismiss over here,
said, hello, my name is DougBetts. Oops.
Once I hit dismiss over here, then this message should stop being here. I'm going to keep it there for a little while. And then, so what it says on your video copyright detail page. So the copyright information is in here, and here's copyright. So here's the column that says restrictions, copyright, and here's the details page. So I click on this. Now, before I go into that, let me point out that if I were to go into the online editing of this video, I know that I lose the chat room. What I don't know from the documentation so far is if I let this AI-powered technology remove the songs, does it remove also the chat? So status overview, there are some visibility restrictions on your video. However, your channel isn't affected. Well, it's not affected in the sense of copyright strike. These are the cues that will get not affected, partially blocked, and ineligible. Now, there was a piece about that seemed odd to me. Down here, we got this symbol indicating ineligible, and that's from the I Love Rock and Roll music that was playing. On this one, Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins, video cannot be seen or monetized, blocked in some territories. Now, I've been able to do the trailer, Another Day in Paradise. It hasn't been blocked. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, it's blocked in Belarus.
Oh,
How
oh
big of an
yes, it
audience?
says where. All right.
Yeah, how big of an audience do you have in Belarus?
Well, I don't know. They haven't spoken up. I'm not aware of any on behalf of Craft Recordings. So video cannot be seen or monetized. See, that doesn't really word it quite so well. Blocked only in some territories. But this symbol, the eyeball with a line through it, that isn't shown up here in this legend. That's what I thought was odd. Now, these symbols, I can't move that window so that I can see underneath. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to close that. And there's these symbols here. I don't see any with that eyeball. Come back to, let's see here, the copyright, see details. So this eyeball one, video cannot be seen or monetized. It doesn't give us any detail about that. But anywho, so then select action here, trim out the segment, cut out both video and audio of the claimed segments to resolve the claim. That wording would make me think, if I didn't know otherwise, that it's going to actually edit that section out of the video, meaning my voice would be
Yes.
gone as well.
Yep.
That's the impression that I get from that. Brian, are you saying that's your impression or that's what it actually
Yes.
does?
I've been down that road before. It's just like taking a scissors and snipping it right out of there. It's gone.
Oh, is it?
And-
Okay, it cuts
Yeah.
the whole section out. All right, so then my voiceover during that portion will be missing, but I still have the original local recording of that I could use to compare and show the differences. And this would be if I want to dispute. Well, now here's erase song. Editing is disabled because muting or replacing song can only remove audio content, but this video also contains visual copyrighted content.
Ooh.
Oh, that implies if I only have the audio that it could just erase the audio of the song. Interesting. Replace song. Editing is disabled because muting or replacing the song can only remove audio content. This video also contains visual copyright. So if I do that differently, so where I only show it playing the audio and not showing the video of the copyrighted material. Brian, your ooh there makes me think that you didn't notice that.
Well, I've never posted any copyrighted visual material, so I've never been down that road.
Ah, okay. Well, I had the impression when I watched the video that you published after letting it take out the copyrighted audio, I thought your audio, your spoken audio was still present. Right?
That's correct. It was, yes.
Okay. So it didn't cut out everything. This option for trim out segment has cut out everything. Do you recollect that you had all four choices showing on this screen, whether they were all available or not?
I believe so, yes.
They were probably
I-
all clickable for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you recall which one you used?
Well, on that little test video that I put up there, I used the erase song.
Yeah, that was my impression because your spoken audio was still there. So since I had copyrighted audio and visual video while I was talking, my impression here is that's going to cut out all of that. And that's the only thing that I can choose here with this test that I did. So start time, it's going to take out from 1 minute, 5 seconds to 1 minute, 8 seconds, and take out from 1 minute, 19 to 2 minutes, 5. Process might take a while after your video has been trimmed. We'll update the viewing monetized restrictions if it will remain in its current state until this process is complete.
Does that mean you're going to be left with an 11-second video?
I think there was more than that because there was actually some other copyrighted content that they did not complain about. I think it's because it was too short. Now I'm going to put a shareable link to that in the chat room. And if anybody wants to try to go play that over and over and refresh it and see when it's, oh, this must be my chat room from the previous chat. Yeah, it was. I'll keep that chat window preserved. Here, let's pop out this chat.
Are you preserving it so that in the distant future, when they're reflecting back on the beginning days of YouTube, they can say, well, this guy here.
No, I'm preserving that so I can read it after this show is over. Because if I don't keep that window minimized, then I won't be able to read that chat room until YouTube finishes processing that video. That was part A from today.
Yeah.
And here Brian put links for his original video and his erased version. Thanks for doing that. All right.
If-
Then
Doug, if
Yeah.
I can
Hey,
just
Doug,
brief,
go ahead,
if
Brian.
I can just briefly comment on the two videos I put up were exactly alike originally. I mean, within seconds, YouTube came up and said there's copyrighted material in it. Well, I left the first one stand as it is. It's actually the Three Stooges theme song.
yeah.
Very appropriate. And each video is only about 1 minute long. Then I posted the second video, just a copy of the first one, and also immediately YouTube said copyrighted material found. So I clicked on the details and it brought up the option to erase song. So I chose that. It took less than 2 minutes to fix the video. And when I listened to the finished video, which is the link is posted on there, the way I did it was I talked over the song for 30 seconds, a voiceover for 30 seconds. Then the second 30 seconds was the song only. Well, the voice only sounds perfect, like it was never touched. They did an excellent job of that. But where there was, the strange thing is, where it was only the song, no voiceover, it was not so perfect. I think Ken listened to it. You can still hear some pops and squeaks and other noises in the background coming from the song. It didn't completely mute the song out of there, which is, you think that would have been the simplest part.
Yeah. Yeah. I did listen to it, and that's a head scratcher how that did that way. Cause your voice was still perfect where the song was cut out. Then afterwards had all that
There's
extra.
an option up there that says leave feedback on this function. Well, I left them feedback that it's, very good, but not quite ready for prime time.
Hey, Doug,
Yeah.
have you ever seen under the monetization category one that says sharing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have had sharing on some of my videos. I can't swear to the word being called sharing. Let me see if I can filter for that.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine. It does say sharing, and it's got the green arrow with two arrows going separate directions.
Yeah, if I search for
Kind of
limited
interesting.
monetization, yeah, that's limited. That's not sharing. Let's see, how can I find? But I do know that there was some that I have shared revenue with the copyright holder, which would imply that the copyright holder wants YouTubers to use their content.
Do you think?
Now, I was thinking, Brian, in regards to how quickly yours fixed, I thought mine might take longer because it was a live stream and had a chat room. I was wondering if that might make a difference. And I had multiple songs.
Multiple songs plus video content,
Yes, yes.
copyrighted video. Yeah.
And it definitely took longer for my notification to come through about that there's an issue. So I'm going to grab that here. Let's see. This one. No, not that. Here I got my email about the copyright content detected was at 10:18 a.m. So that show ended about 9:45. So
Really?
yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
it took that long for me to get a notification. It told me in this email what the problems were. And it says audio video. I didn't realize that yesterday that they were reporting both of those. And I didn't even contemplate that would be a significant difference. And I didn't read through all this. So my choices are to leave it as is, edit out the segment, submit a dispute, re-upload the video. Now, this doesn't say anything about using the AI tool to do that. These would all be actions that I can do manually. I don't see anything there referring to the availability of the AI.
None of them are good.
Well, if once you learn the rule, once you know the rules, I've got some
Yep.
ideas how to use this to my benefit, to the extent that
Yeah. I
once
knew
they
you would.
once they realize what I'm doing, they could lay down the hammer. For instance, if I use this in such a way where I'm using copyrighted audio in my live streams, my 2-hour-long live streams, and 2 years from now they decide to disallow that, they could disallow that retroactively. So would it be something that I'd be willing to take a risk on? I think that I probably might do it in one show, but then I don't think it would be useful enough to the channel's growth to keep doing that and keep that risk, because I do have an idea how to use that on a regular basis to my advantage. And basically it comes down to the short, how long it is, because there is some copy protected audio content that I could play as audio in piece, pull out, 2 or 3 words of a song here and there. That's very recognizable to kind of accent or punctuate whatever's going on in the video, in the live stream, without their video, copyrighted video, and it wouldn't get a claim because it's that short. But if I do that a lot, if other people do that a lot, maybe they'll lower the hammer on it. Here it's showing that it is still not finished. I'll refresh that page, scroll down to where it is. Yeah, I'd be guessing that may take close to half an hour. So maybe SpeakerBot needs to remind me to check on that once in a while. Go ahead.
Doug, the other advantage you have right now during a live broadcast like this, you could go and play any copyrighted audio music you want right now, just so everybody watching that right now can have the benefit of listening to it. And then after it's posted, YouTube's going to drop the hammer on it. You can go in, pick the erase song function, and all is well.
Well, the question mark there is the views that I get during the live stream, the people that are watching, will those earn revenue since the content is there at that time?
You might miss out 55 cents or something.
But that's the majority. That's the majority of the revenue that these live streams produce, because these live streams are not searchable. They get views during the stream and during the 1 or 2 days afterwards, and then they flatline because there's nothing in the title or the thumbnail that makes them clickable or searchable at all. And that's by design. That's the show platform that I wanted to have. So
Manor said 2-bit. Haha.
I was a speaker bot. Zavi Manor says 2-bit.
2
bits that I would get from it. Yeah, 25 cents is about it. Well, is it? What is it? Let's go find out. Let's go look at last Saturday. Right? There was a show last Saturday. Oh, by the way, I was criticized on the Ken Stout show last night. There was speculation about whether I would have a show today. I'll have you know, I have had a perfect track record of live streaming every single day for the last 2 days. So
2 days.
yeah, 100%.
In my defense, though, that was not from me.
Didn't say it was. So defensive. All right, so last Saturday. So how much money did the views on that day and the following day earn? Go to live and July 20th. There it is. July 20th. Go to analytics. Now here's what I was saying is it gets some views and then it flatlines. So it was continued growing in views for the first 3 days, $3.02 during that time. So if the first day of views was if I lost the monetization because of the copyrighted content, it looks a little more than half, perhaps 5,300. Well, yeah, right close to half. So $1.50. Yeah, not much, but the channel, my intention is for it to grow. Will it grow? I don't know. It's still beneficial for me whether it grows or not, because one of the reasons why I started this channel is from watching Carrie Holzman's live streams, realizing that you can be a YouTube content creator without having to do editing videos and scripts and all that kind of stuff. And you can talk about your experiences as a professional IT person. And I picked up some learnings. I learned some things from his show. Well, I am learning more at a quicker rate doing this show because of all of our collaboration together and conversations and such. So just for the learnings for myself. I know some people don't like using the word learnings that way. All right. Now, where did I get to everything I wanted to get there? We need to go back once in a while and check. Do we really care how long it takes for that to finish? Now, I would suspect that 5-minute video, 4 minutes, 7 seconds, is going to finish that AI-powered editing a lot quicker than a 2-hour video would, even if it's only taking out a little tiny segment, because when I have edited the live stream to take out a piece where I accidentally exposed some information, just a tiny little piece that I just cut out, it took multiple hours for it to finish editing that using the built-in editor. And what I mean by that is when I go click into one of these videos, over on the left-hand sides, there's the editor here. You can come in here to the editor and edit that video on YouTube storage, and take out just a little 5-second section. And for a 2-hour video, it takes multiple hours, maybe 10 or 12 hours. I really didn't record it, but it took a surprisingly long time. All right, refresh this page again, then perhaps we move on to another topic. So this should come back to saying eligible once that is done. Is that what your experience was, Brian? That this would no longer say ineligible here? You're muted. You're muted.
Yes. Once I erased the song, it came back and said no copyright restrictions.
All right. Good. Let's go look at chat. Scrolling through to see if I missed any speaker bots asking me to look at chat. I got Tony's. Yeah, right place, guess so. Union coffee break. Where was the Are You Sure button? I wonder if I could program that into that. I'll contemplate that. Press a second time to confirm, maybe. Or there's also long press. Yeah, that's what I should do. There's a long press. I never do a long press for any other buttons. So anytime I accidentally hit that, if it requires a long press, that would save me. I'll do that. Well, geez, this is all about how to fix things. So why not? Do I dare go fuss with that button right now? Oh, and let's see. Yeah, so if I click on that, There's 6 actions to my end
Greg M said, looks like
screen.
Wadetine have already edited that video https://youtube.be/td5e5. Vitusisitis F5.
God.
A question mark T = 75.
Come on, Greg. Yeah, Greg, that would have been better to type that out and then in the next line do an exclamation mark C so that SpeakerBot isn't trying to read out that URL. He thinks that YouTube has already edited it. So let's go check. In Zoom, they didn't hear all that. Still not showing here. So if, Greg, I'm suspecting that you're saying it's already been edited because when you play that back, it's playing in its edited version, but perhaps they've got a little bit more to do the processing on it. Okay, scrolling through. Name is DougBetts. Whoops. Belarusian, yeah, for Jonathan. Now, wait a minute. I'm willing to be Belarusian for Doug, but he's not. I had to reread that because I was saying, wait a minute, are you saying you're in Belarus or from Belarus? Alias Tepe, hello. That was Brian's. You know what? Just because there may be some other people that watch this video that won't get that. Tony Wall thinks he says we're getting dropped frames. I don't show any drop frames here. So this erased song version, I can play that, right? I'm waiting for a second from Brian on that. You're muted. You're muted. Yes, he's nodding his head, yes. All right, yeah, I should be able to play that. So we can show to the other audience that is not, doesn't want to go click on that.
Song feature, which supposedly will remove the music track of a copyrighted song without affecting the voiceover.
So this part where he's talking, there originally was music behind that, copyrighted music behind that.
A music track has just started playing
Yeah,
as background music. It is the Three Stooges theme, of which I have previously received a copyright notice in another video posted to this channel. After posting this video to YouTube, I will receive a copyright notice. I will then utilize...
Okay, I'm going to go up forward to the place where his voice ceases. And here's where we hear some other background noise. It's quiet at some portions. There you hear a little bit in the background. And then there's a stronger piece somewhere in here. Yeah, so apparently, oh, back here. That even sounds like a little bit of music. And if you listen to that in stereo headphones, it is stereo.
Close, but no
Okay.
cigar.
Yeah. I'm thinking that it might have done a better job of that if you were still talking.
Yes, I agree.
Because it's like this voice activated lights back here. When I first turn on the microphone on my phone, so that'll work, it's triggered off of the fan noise back there. I switch it to the phone, I have to talk a few times before it understands, oh, that's the voice. And then it learns to block out the fan noise. It doesn't do that very well until I talk for a while. So I think that AI stuff, it's helpful to actually have some other audio content for it to do a good job of cutting out the music and not leaving some extra garbage noise. Adios, TAP. I'm good today. I'll tell you what, it's been a miserable week, but I am in good shape today. Thank you so much. The algorithm doesn't like the sound of silence, exactly. AI, YouTube AI can be horror. AI alert people at YouTube and they investigate it or someone report it. Well, these songs, that's all automated. The copyright content that Brian and I got notified for, there was no person doing that. That was all automated systems. Don't forget, Google has and continued to discontinue services and options in their products. Yeah, that's exactly why I think, wait a minute, do I really want to use the rules to my advantage as they stand right now? Because if they change the rules, they could be retroactive. It sounds like it leaves YouTube the option when it uses AI to remove songs to penalize you by not allowing you to earn money on that content. I suspect that's what they would do. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hello, Costanza. Richard Rogers, Sin Vicious. 2 in a row. I think that's because Sin Vicious was on Ken Stout's show last night. And I'm caught up. Yay. All right. Topics. I did not see Danielle in chat. I do have a redirect set up, and I did remember to reset up the redirect for this part B to Carrie Holzman's show that's coming up. It is about unprecedented 19 gigabits per second tri-band Wi-Fi 7 TP-Link Archer GE800. This one is today's show. Move that over where it belongs. Wayne, let's go deal with Wayne's question in channel comments. Wayne Pete Fish 8151 watched the video titled Save Money by Sharing Microsoft 365 with Family. That's one of those green content videos. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. Just watch this. Make this bigger. Ken Stout is in the room. Just watch this, but when I try to share with my mom, all of my documents show up, recent docs, etc. This doesn't seem right. Why would you want to share all of your personal documents with others? Help! Well, Wayne Pete Fish, you are absolutely correct about that. That does not seem right. That is not the way that that feature works. Your mom should not be seeing your documents. That implies to me, the only way that I know that you could do that is if you gave your mom your Microsoft credentials, meaning your email address and your password, and she actually signed into your account and installed the Microsoft Office software. That is not what's covered in this video. What you have to do is share your subscription to your mom, which means you would type in her email address. She'll receive an email with a link. If her email address is not already associated with a Microsoft account, then she would have to create a Microsoft account using that email address and then install the software, and then her account would be separate from yours. Now, if you did this and you are still experiencing the mix-up of content, then I'm very, very interested in having more dialogue with you. So you can reply by comment, to my reply to you, or you can send me email at this address. I would love for you to come into one of the live shows 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. On Saturdays, 11 a.m. Pacific time. I can connect remotely to your computer if you will allow that during a live stream, and that means it's peer reviewed. We have other computer experts around here, so I'm not some hacker trying to get into your computer and to figure out what's going wrong for you. So that's my invitation to you, Wayne, and that's my response to your question. After today's show is over, I will reply to that with a timestamp to this point in the video. Thank you for that question, Wayne, or comment. There's no question mark, so I guess it's not a question. It's a request. That's what it is. All right, there we go. Does anybody else have comments on that? Does the chat room have comments on that? I think I pretty well covered it. Take that as a no. Alias TAP, I'm glad you're okay, mate. I'm in Sunday mood. Chill under. Huge fan. Because temp outside is still 28 degrees C or 83 degrees F. It was cool here this morning. I got to open the windows for the first time in a while. Costanza, I had to submit a ticket this past week for my 13900K. It's affected by the stability issues some of you might have heard about. Okay. Now, I know about that the motherboards were overvolting by default, but I'm aware that there's some other problems as well. I'm not studied up on those other problems. I suspect Jim is, right?
Suspect Jim is what?
Up on the other problems with stability issues for 13900K CPUs.
I'm watching it. Intel still hasn't put out a really definitive statement on it. They've indicated something along the lines of there's microcode in the processor, which is telling the motherboard to deliver voltages that it really shouldn't. That's the latest thing that I've heard, but there's no definitive word from Intel as to exactly what's going on. There's supposed to be microcode fix sometime around mid-August.
Okay.
We'll see.
Is it still all around the subject of voltage being delivered to the CPU?
That's what that's what Intel is indicating,
Yeah.
but I don't know. There's also some possibility that there's a fab issue.
Read chat,
All right.
please.
Nobody really knows, unfortunately, because Intel has not. I mean, they've released what I would refer to as a partial statement,
Yeah.
indicating this problem, but there's not been anything really definitive.
All right. Well, we have in chat on the subject. There's a few here. Savi Manor next bullied with Intel next build with Intel 13, 14th gen oxidation.
Yeah, that's I think that's the oxidation thing has been a question, and that would be a fab issue.
Okay. Greg, the text video is now 4 minutes 6 inches long. 4 minutes 6 seconds long. Offhand, I don't recall how long the original length was. You can scroll back in this live stream using the DVR to look at the time length when I was displaying that on screen. Then Costanza saying, I believe that it may be the oxidation issue as I've updated my BIOS. Don't overclock, run at Intel defaults. Greg M, the motherboards need a microcode update via BIOS updates as well. Some 13 gen CPUs had oxidation issues. They're acknowledging an oxidation problem that occurred, especially with the early processors that they made. Gamers Nexus reports there are hardware issues too with oxidation found on the chips themselves.
Right. That's the fab issue that could be. That's going to be significant if that's really what it winds up being.
And when you say fab, you're saying fabrication issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a Doug. Yeah.
I keep forgetting. I don't speak normalese. I'm sorry.
And I'm not primarily a hardware guy. Oxidation found on the chips themselves. Now I hear the word oxidation and I'm picturing oxidation on metal components.
Oxidation can occur on all kinds of things, not just metal.
All right. I guess I haven't encountered it elsewhere. I just had to go turn air conditioning on. Sinvish is saying, hi, Brian. I miss talking with you and I love your webpage. I think that's probably the family webpage. Yes? Intel RMA sure takes their sweet time compared to my dealings with RMA with Corsair and GPU with EVGA. All right. oxidation in the via inside the CPU. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
the
need
vias.
Jim to explain that.
The
What?
vias. That's the vias between the layers of the chip.
Vias are between the layer of the chip.
Yeah, your motherboard, well, most modern motherboards they're actually sandwiches. They have different layers,
Okay, yeah.
and to connect those layers, they're called vias.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting. I wasn't aware of that word associated with that. I was aware of layers in chips. And that word via was what I saw you doing with your hands, Jim, when you're saying the layers, and I think you implied a finger movement. That sounded like the way the word via is used. Were you traveling via Highway 99? That's
No,
not what it
not in
means.
this case. No,
Okay.
you've got your individual layers
Yeah.
of the board. Okay. And you have basically insulating material between those layers.
All right.
Well, the only way you can connect this layer to this layer is through what they call a via.
Yeah, and that's a pathway from one layer
Right.
to another. That's
Right.
To me, remember, Doug, that sounds like the pathway on a highway.
Yeah, but
It's not actually a physical material, is it?
The vias, yes, they are.
It is a physical material. All right.
Yeah, it's a physical. It's
right.
a physical. It's copper.
Okay. All right. And it's used to transmit from one layer to another.
Yes.
All right. I think I'll be able to remember that now that I've talked that out so much. You'll have to test me a few weeks from now, see if I remember what via is. Sindicious, will I ban Master Doug from sending me to carry? Okay. Intel has never indicated whether these affected CPUs made it out to the channel. That is CPUs, right? That was a typo there. Is there something called CUs?
Yeah, I'm sure it was CPU.
And via.
Yes, those are vias.
Those are vias.
Yeah, they go between one layer to another.
Okay. So it's these holes here. We have a trace coming up to this via, and that gives it an electrical path down to the layers below. And which layers below actually take that signal somewhere would be determined by whether the via on those subsequent layers below actually have a pathway, a trace.
They have traces
going
as well.
somewhere.
Yeah, they have traces as well.
Yeah, not necessarily all the levels. Maybe not all the levels need a trace from that particular via.
Exactly. Yeah, you could be going from layer 1 down to layer 3. You could be going layer 2 to layer 4 or layer 1 to 4, depending on how the board's designed.
All right, good. I told you I learned things through this channel. I'm glad I'm watching this channel. Manor, what do we got? Is that the one I just did? Yeah, that's the one I just did. Let's see. Hello's going on. Wintermute. Understanding the role of vias in printed circuit board. Is anybody impressed that I know what PCB stands for? Me, I am. Understand the role of vias in PCB layer. All right, I will hold on to that tab and learn more later. Darren Gilholm, hello. Jonathan, let's see, what do we got here? That one? Yeah, that's the one I just went to. Vias concerning, let's see, no, Lawn Dog, I'm sorry, you got too many there. Wintermeat was impressed. Ha ha, score, yay.
Good boy, Dougie. Good boy.
Yeah.
Somebody toss him a treat.
What treat do you give a donkey anyway?
No
Oh,
idea.
let's go check on this. Let's go check on this.
When you said treat, Max looked.
No, did he? Good boy, Max. This is zoomed in too much for me to find my way around there. I want to get to content and live and come on, brain. All right, yeah, this is still, I just refreshed it because I just clicked to come to this page. So it's still not showing available there. Now I'm going to go do that alarm that just rang, was to remind me to come back and do this. You all know that I look through the chat after the show is over, but on these 2-hour videos, YouTube will not let me go all the way back. So what I'm doing here is recording all of that chat actually in the video of the stream so that I can be able to read through it. Then I can zoom back in. You would not be blaming Intel for this problem. If it had something to do with the circuit boards, that would be circuit board manufacturers. Carrot. Oh, that's what you give a donkey, is a carrot. Oh, geez, I don't think I want to really associate myself with the donkey persona then. Because carrots? No. Recommend and see and learn. Recommend, see and learn.
First, I want to talk about the oxidation.
Okay, so he's going to talk about, these problems that are going on currently. Great. Saves me from having to go find content on that. And another link for Zoom Homies. This is the website that Brian was being complimented on. Zoom Homies website. It's affiliated with the Ken Stout Live Show. So giving all the pictures, or all the pictures of all the people who have authorized their picture to be on here. And, descriptions of who they are. Homie bio. What's he say about me? Put a 1 in chat to continue. All right. I do have my own time zone on his show. So that's a feather in my cap.
Yes, but have you figured out where that time zone is at?
Oh, I know it's in one of those oddball time zones that doesn't line up with the same hour, but I have not looked it up on a map. But I've been aware of
Look out
those.
your door. It's just Fresnoville. You're okay.
Yes, not Fresnoville, right? No, I'm questioning myself whether he might have found a place called Fresnoville within that time zone. And by the way, when you first put that up, I spotted it right away. I knew that it was a time zone that was off. Does not lined up with the others. And I already knew about those from my aviation experience. So there.
Good boy, Dougie. Good boy.
Topics. Question from Wayne. We did that. Erase song feature. We did that. Danielle's not here. We'll skip over that. Audio receiver for chiropractor results. The results show. What? Why did that do that? Let's see. I'm punching a button here for a different purpose. And it should not be pulling up that bookmarks tab. Ugh. Yeah, so I think it was last Saturday's show. I'm not sure. It might have been a weekday show where I told you all that I needed a audio receiver amplifier for the client, and I showed pictures of the old one, and we went shopping for them, and I bought the one that was like around $40 some odd. And it was going to let me take those twisted wires for the speakers and just take them out of the old one and put them in the new one. And I did exactly that, installed it in just a few minutes on top of the refrigerator, and it worked perfect. The chiropractor was just overjoyed because he had just been frustrated with that for probably over a year. He'd been frustrated with it dropping out during the day, and he just really doesn't like losing his music. So I took the cheapest one. It was fine. Those speakers that are in the treatment rooms are this small speakers. And so that was easy peasy. And thank you for your participation in that for those who did participate. Oh, I'll show the one that I ordered. I guess I could easily enough pull up that picture too of the old one. And scrolling. Here it is. This guy right here, $36.99. I said 40 some odd dollars. So I overpriced it. And there was something that I realized when I got there to swap them out, a conversation that was going on. I think it was Gary Weisenberger that thought there was a second row of speakers connected on the bottom. The old unit did have a second row for the rear speakers, but they were not utilized. So it was only the left and right channel of the main speaker section that was utilized on the old one. So to bring up the pictures, I go to my iCloud, picture of the old unit, since some people won't have watched the prior show.
Said Danielle is here.
Oh, Danielle, great. Yeah, Danielle, Danielle, let us know in chat. Are you still looking for a tablet to use at music events with a budget of $400? And you said for viewing PDF files, which that was odd. Why would you be needing to view PDF files at a music event? Not that, if you'd rather not say, that's fine, but just thinking of how to meet the actual need. So here is the old. Okay, Gary, I muted you until you get your audio thing fixed. Then I think you can unmute yourself. But here's that receiver. This is the one that it's on top of his refrigerator. I have to climb a ladder to get to it. These are the speaker wires going to the speakers in the treatment rooms. And the only purpose of this unit is to take the audio coming out from the computer using Pandora and sending that audio out to the speakers. So on the back side, here's the input coming from the computer, and then here's the speaker wires in the back. And there is a second row of connectors for the rear speakers, but those were not in use. And here's a closer view of them. So now that you know there's a second row down there, you can make that out in this picture. But the only ones being used was main speakers, right and left. So I just took these out and put them right in the corresponding places on the new unit, and we are good to go. Let's see, fix these Zoom windows. I gotta change those buttons. So I was pressing to go to the previous screen and about to end the stream again. So we have 3 columns, 3 rows. There it is. Hello, Gary. Let's see, I'm gonna ask him to unmute. And if he's there, he'll unmute and say hello. There he is. Hello, Gary. Well, he unmuted Zoom anyway. Still haven't heard you, Gary. All right, we'll come back to Gary later. We'll go fix this screen. Back down to there. Go back and look at topics. Oh, Danielle's here. Let me go over to chat, see what she has said. I am here, she says, so I'm going to assume that was her first comment in chat, and I've seen those comments already. Costanza de Mage. Did you change the audio for the PC, sending audio to the speakers to mono? Yes, I did. And I was surprised where that's located. I was surprised to learn that, yeah, this option is in accessibility. I was surprised to find that too. So I'm hitting the Windows key and accessibility, not mouse settings, accessibility audio settings. I also was surprised to find it here. And then mono audio, I turned it on. Not on my computer, but on the chiropractor's computer. I had to Google that to figure out where. I went poking around trying to find it, you know, the way we all like to do, just because we think we're so smart, and try to find it on our own. I Googled it. CPUs have layers and use vias too. Vias? Vias is the way I want to pronounce it. Is there agreement on that, Jim?
I
Not-
think it depends on what country you're in, quite frankly.
What country? What part of the country? All right. Or
Mm,
what part of
could
the
be that
world?
too.
What part of the world?
Yeah.
Italy has vias too. Is that for some other purpose? I'm thinking
I
that.
think that's a joke.
Yeah, I think that's a joke. Is that the maybe? Is that the waterways? Some of the waterways called
Well,
vias.
you know, so here's a perfect example for you, Doug. We say aluminum. The British say aluminium.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But only one of those is right. Just saying.
Mm.
Danielle, rather than put sheet music on a music stand, I would put the tablet on a stand and view sheet music saved in PDF file format. So she said at music events. So I'm reading between the lines there to say, Danielle, you're a performer at music events when you're doing this. So,
When Israel said,
guitar?
if it's just for PDFs,
Yeah.
why not an
All right.
e-ink-based e-reader?
Rather than put sheet
Okay.
music on a music stand, put the tablet on the stand, view sheet music saved in PDF format. Okay, great. And then let's see what else she has said rather than reading all of this stuff. There are software apps designed for sheet music viewing. So you would need to be using a device that there's a software app that'll work for that, because we talked about Windows and Chromebook and Android devices. And at one point,
Now-
go ahead.
Yeah, I know that the Adobe Reader is available on the iPhone. I assume it's also available on an Android device as well.
Yeah, certainly. I think it would be available on any device because it's just a PDF viewer. But there was another comment that Daniel made somewhere along the line about transferring it from the computer to the device. And I think the easy way to do that would be using Google Drive or iCloud or OneDrive, depending on what app you're doing, so that you just drag that PDF to a folder that's automatically downloaded to the device, whatever device that you're using. And the device could be an obsolete device because it doesn't need to, all it needs is the app that will allow PDF viewing. So if you were to, for instance, buy an iPad that was no longer under support from Apple, I don't think it would be a good way to go, because you perhaps would have trouble even installing an app from Apple's App Store if it's not supported anymore. So it'd have to be a device that can interact with whatever cloud service you're using. I think it would be a nuisance if you got a device where you had to actually copy it onto some kind of device like a micro SD card or some kind of USB device and then plug it into your tablet. I think it'd be good to get a device where it's much easier just by copying to a particular folder on your computer that automatically uploads to that device. I'm going to go pull up another screen here that has where I captured some other things that Danielle told us. Let's see, where did I put it? Over here. Is that the way? No, that's not the one I want. I want over here. Not there. Here. Here's several things that I captured from a recent chat from Danielle. 12 to 13-inch tablet for PDF viewing, would like to stay with Windows. So a tablet style laptop that's obsolete, I wouldn't even care if it's Windows 10, because as long as you're not using that tablet for anything else, not putting your account information on it, not searching things on the web, not putting any of your important passwords on it, it would be okay to use an obsolete tablet just for the PDF purposes, because it sounds to me like this is a dedicated device that you wouldn't be using for other purposes. So that's a way to save money. Old models sold out, maybe something new's coming. So old models, if you're looking through Amazon for old models, you might not find them, but perhaps eBay or some other source for used equipment might be worth looking at. I do see.
I gotta get out of here. I'll see you guys.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Catch you later. Have a good day. Let's see. That's going to change to 3 columns, 2 rows. I do see some Android products that look okay. Think I would have to use SyncThing to move files between Android and Windows on my network. Yeah, that's where SyncThing sounds like some kind of extra app. But on an Android product, you should be able to sign into your Google account and be able to use Google Drive to drag things to your Google Drive folder, and then on your computer, access that. Just have it configured. Yeah, Ran Israel saying a USB cable between the device, certainly, because when you connect the USB device from the Android device to your computer, I'm pretty sure that you can just use File Explorer to drag it across. I haven't done that with an Android device, but I think it'll just come up as a drive letter as though it's a USB device. Looking for a light tablet, as would use it at music events.
Yes, affirmative.
Okay, thank you, Rand. He's confirming that you can, with the USB cable, just use File Explorer to copy the file across. A friend discouraged Android as it runs into multitasking issues. I don't think that would be of concern to you, because your friend, yes, indeed, is probably having trouble with multitasking issues, but are you going to do you need that? You haven't described that you need multitasking on it. You just want to be able to display the sheets of music through a PDF reader. So I don't think that your friends discourage you from that should be a concern. From what you said there, the friend uses a browser that logs onto an audio interface, then controls from her tablet, has had problems with Android. Yeah, that is a more complex action than what you're trying to do. You're not going to try to do that. Just displaying PDF files, I think you would be fine with it. In fact, maybe if the friend no longer wants that Android device, maybe you could acquire that inexpensively.
Read chat, please.
Coming to chat. It's your 12:11 p.m. It's your 12, read chat, it's your 12:11 p.m. Give me more words. I'm trying to figure out what that means. Doug needs more words. 12:11 in chat. He wants me to read 12:11. Your 12:11. My 12:11. I didn't make a comment at 12:11. There's a lot of things at 12:11. He's wanting to direct me to something at 12:11.
I've got a quick comment while you're looking for it.
All right.
I would suggest to look at the app she likes best and work back from that, because she's actually specified an app as opposed to just a PDF.
Right. They look for the app that is your favorite choice, because it could be that the PDF viewer for music, there may be some features there that's more applicable to music, because that's going to be probably a horizontal orientation. How easily can you get from one page to another in the PDF? Maybe different apps will do that a little differently.
No, I'm familiar with stuff like that. I don't use them, but no, there's apps that actually let you see the music. It's not a PDF. She wants both. She wants a PDF reader and an app. That's does music notation.
Okay. Music notation. Okay, so she's not just looking to display music that are in PDF files, but some other app that's not dealing with PDF files.
Right. They actually have music apps that you can manipulate and
All right.
display. So it's not a PDF you're looking at.
It seems to me it would be cool if the tablet can be listening through its microphone to the music that's actually playing and automatically change the page as the music is played.
Well, they have that for readers for teleprompter type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, they do have that, but I don't know about PDF, but there's teleprompter software. And I think the software she's talking about does stuff like that. So, you know, as you play, it goes down. And she's looking at Surface, she said.
Okay, good. I see Ran Israel, and I just before seeing Ran Israel's comment, it's his comment at 12:11. If it's just for PDFs, why not an e-ink based e-reader? Do you have a link for that? I don't even know what that is. An e-ink based
Kindle.
Kindle?
Like a Kindle.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
that
right.
kind of
All right.
that idea.
All right. How come I didn't hear that speaker bot? Did I just not notice it? That should have played a speaker bot. My comment I made, you're 12:11. Yeah. Yeah, that your comment here, Ran, was sufficient. I should have realized that you meant your comment at 12:11. I think the word you're referring to my time, because it shows my time on my screen at 12:11, and on his screen that wasn't the time being displayed. Okay, let me get to Danielle's recent comments. I think latest Microsoft Surface 11 would work, but dealing with sticker shock. I can afford it, but always have trouble buying stuff that depreciates. Yeah. How about well, I guess the Microsoft Surface 11 is going to be Windows 11. If you bought an older device that's not Windows 11 capable, it would function, but you wouldn't have the dual function of being able to safely access the internet with it. So that's probably where your deciding factor is there. I imagine there's plenty of Microsoft Surface, Windows 10 only, that should be available on the market at this point in time.
Well, what she just posted is for an Android.
Say again?
With Sobersoft she posted, it looks like it supports Android. I don't even see
here.
only iOS.
Mobile Sheet supports PDFs. Is this the app?
Well, it does say
Well,
that,
it's
yeah.
support. Yeah, it's got from Microsoft and Google and App Store. So all
When I went
free.
to when I dug deeper into their website, they only showed the Google Play.
Oh,
But yeah, they have pedals for this. They have all kinds of toys.
oh, yeah, pedal would make sense.
You can turn the page with the pedal. You can bend the pitch, all kinds of cool things. I
Did somebody say Danielle plays guitar?
think that's what she had said 6 months ago.
Yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar, but I couldn't say that I captured that.
I think she was looking for a tube amplifier, if I remember. Maybe it wasn't her.
The readers designed for music events have some nice music features. Good organization for set list creation. Well,
I don't know it. I don't play it.
You don't play it?
No, I said if I don't know it, I can't play it.
Oh. Implying that you do play a lot of instruments. Is that what
Yes,
you're
I've been
implying?
playing.
Oh.
Yes, I started playing piano at 5 and guitar at 6.
Yeah, and I remember you said that you have some content out there that's still producing
played.
revenue for you.
Mailbox money.
Say again?
mailbox money.
Mailbox money. All right. Yeah. Cool. Zvi says most of the tablets are 10-inch. Hard to find 13-inch. She's saying 12 to 13-inch. Cesar Montero, ViewSonic, VA 1655, 15.6-inch. Yeah, she's wanting smaller than that. Portable IPS monitor with a built-in stand. Is that just a monitor?
I think that's a monitor.
Yeah, that's yeah. ViewSonic. I only know them to do monitors. She actually needs a device that has a brain.
She get a used Surface for like $300. It runs Windows 11. I'm not an expert at Surface, but
I've had a Surface. I still have a Surface, but it's like one of the first models. It's currently has Windows 10 on it. And it's got 2 gigabytes of RAM and works surprisingly well. But it's just, I don't need laptop device with me among my clients anymore. Where am I trying to go? Oh, I'm trying to go to Amazon, see what it has for Surface. And then sort by price low to high. And I'm going to get accessories for Surface. And there's a $99 Surface 3 tablet, Intel Atom. That is 10.8 inches, 10.8. Yeah, I don't know what sizes of Surfaces have exist. 11.6, $150. Laptop SE, 4 gigabytes of RAM, renewed. Now this, I don't think that keyboard is removable. That's a, is it called a, yeah, that's Surface Laptop. So that keyboard not removable. I would think she would want it removable. Windows 11 tablet PC, ultra slim tablet computer, and well, that's 10 inches, too small.
There's a couple links posted in chat for her.
All right, let's go look at that.
Both of them are Amazon. Mine and Ran Israel posted one also.
All right, there's $200, 13-inch Android tablet. That looks like it could fill the bill. And then let's go look at the other one. From Ran Israel, 12-inch, $230. Seems to me that this is totally doable to find something there. For the tablet, you have to look for Microsoft Surface Pro, right? Yeah, the one I have is the removable keyboard. It's a Surface Pro. I don't think at that point they had laptops. Surface Pro 9, 11, 7, 8. Not seeing anything bigger than 11. And then come up here and sort by price low to high. 129 12.3 inch Microsoft Surface Pro 2019, Windows 10. Is this just the cover? No, with cover. Yeah.
and that'll actually go to Windows 11, I think, on that chip.
Yeah, eighth generation. Yeah, it might be qualified for Windows 11. And Surface Pro 4. That doesn't show a price here because you got to click deeper into it to find where it's offered. Surface Pro 4 renewed. That one doesn't say the size, but my current search was for 11 inch. There's a 12.3 Surface Pro 4 tablet PC. Click into this, $184.
Well, 6th generation, though, it's getting pretty old.
Yeah.
It's the software she's using. I'm sure they'll keep upgrading it. It's, new software.
Well, still, that doesn't sound like very challenging software to the level of PC, the level of CPU. I think the only thing you care about the CPU generation was whether you can do Windows 11 properly. But still, looks like there's choices within price range. So Danielle, does this look doable to you? You can extend your phone to it. Let's see, when I start reading comments like this, I'm out of the loop on some conversations. Oh, just because I need to remind myself about this feature. Yeah. I didn't need to point to that for any reason. I just trying to lock in my mind how to use this feature. Okay, I'm going to drop back to topics. CrowdStrike event, I don't have anything on that myself. Vertical mouse. I bought a vertical mouse for a client and actually over this. Here's the mouse that I've been sometimes using today. And sometimes today, during this show, I've been using this mouse. These are both active on Big Beast built right now. So is this mouse, and so is this mouse. I have 4 active mice right now on Big Beast build. And I'm seeing a therapist about that next week. But this is the vertical mouse, so that your hand can be this direction. This client has a bit of arthritis, and so we discussed it, and she thought she'd like to try this. So I've been trying it to see how it works. And the things I like how my hand feels on it. The thing that I don't like about it is when I need to pick it up to reposition, it's a little awkward to pick it up. If you got your full hand gripping on it, then it's doable. So sometimes I actually rock it sideways and move it, or I'll rock it the other way side and move it. But then something I realized the other day is that I oftentimes will switch hands and use my left hand on a right-handed mouse. And all of these mice will travel between Big Beast build and Baby Beast build. All I have to do is swipe all the way to my rightmost monitor on Big Beast and keep going, and it'll go over to Baby Beast. So that's a vertical mouse. It's got your left button and your right button.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to go on too. I got somewhere to be at 4, so
All right.
I'll see you later.
Thanks for hanging out, Chris. Bye. So I like it. I'm intrigued by it. Would I get a left-handed vertical mouse to be able to do left hand? I don't think so. I don't spend enough time at the computer to warrant that. But I have been bouncing back and forth from one mouse to another. And these mice all move at different rates. Now, I know you can adjust the rate of movement, but one of these mice, that one, when I adjust the rate of mouse movement on Baby Beast, it will respond. when I adjust the rate of movement on Big Beast, it does not change at all. It's still rapid movement. These other mice do change. Now I've got the mouse right now. You can't see where the mouse is positioned on my screen, but it's positioned in the middle screen. And I'm going to move it all the way to the right side. So that was pretty far mouse travel, except it jumped to a different screen. So here's the travel from the left. That's weird. Oh, that's interesting. When I bumped this mouse, the mouse arrow jumped over to the screen to my left because I moved that mouse, jumped my mouse pointer. So now going left to right, that's the distance that it took. Now, move that mouse to the side, do the same thing with this mouse, and move from left to right, and that's it. That's all the movement it takes to go left to right with that mouse. This mouse. I'm at the left side now, move to the right. That's kind of between those two. This one, left side of the monitor, moving to the right. They're all a little bit different, which I found curious. I hadn't noticed that until I started tinkering around with this. So that's what I had. Oh, I got to show you the Amazon order for that. Oh, another thing that happens, let me get to a place where I can demonstrate another oddity between these mice. Here's this vertical mouse, $20, not expensive. But as I'm moving this down the screen, it's hard to move it smoothly. It's just very herky-jerky. I'll go to one of the other mice. This one, it's much easier to move it smoothly. Then go to another one. That was the gaming mouse. And here this mouse moves rapidly, and it's hard to move it in a straight line up and down. I am trying to move it in a straight line up and down. And then here's the fourth one. This one's easy to move smoothly. So, yeah, nobody else cares. I thought that was interesting. All right, there's those. For the tablet you're looking for, new but not available yet from Chewy. High 10 Max. I'm looking along the edge there to try to determine if that's a detachable keyboard. Oh, it's full. That's the keyboard folding underneath, I think. So the keys are actually on the table surface, it looks like.
It says it's a magnetic keyboard.
Magnetic, so it pulls off. And then looking back here, there's this piece here, and then this piece back here. It looks kind of intriguing how much it has going on. You know what? This camera there and camera there, I'm thinking this is, this is a mirrored image. That's the kickstand and that's the tablet. This is reflection on the table surface. And this over here is a reflection on the table surface. That's what's going on there. Yeah. So display panel there, a kickstand, keyboard. There's the tablet by itself. There's the magnetic connectors. The electrical connections for the magnetic keyboard. I'd be a little leery of buying the first version of a product. She said it's not available yet. Do they even have a price?
$319.
$319?
Yes.
Wow. I'd be willing to be buying a new device for that much. Is the 319 somewhere on here that I'm not seeing? Oh, buy. Let's click buy. I actually see me buying that. I really liked my Surface Pro.
That looks like one of your mini computers, stuff with the, laptop type thing, tablet-y. And
All right.
100.
Let's get uBlock Origin involved here. Redirect to US store to see the content specific to your location. Yes, I'll do that. Mega 5-day sale. $319 pre-sale.
Seems more like a Kickstarter type of thing.
Is it a Kickstarter? Is there any?
Well, seems like it. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, it could be, which means you pay money now and wait for a date that's not even announced. Mega 5-day sale. Do they give a date?
You have to give them your email address and you will receive product news and delivery updates.
Yeah, so they don't have a date yet.
No
V Manor
dates.
said, ask Carrie if you'll buy it. Chewy.
They have a website.
Yep.
Would you give me money if I set up a website?
It's got to be legit. It's on the internet.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Vaporware and vapor products. Which one of the 5 Dougs doesn't get a mouse? I like my Logitech MX Master.
Zvimaner said he will not.
He will not buy it. Are you saying that because he doesn't like Chewy, or he can't open it? You want to open it. I like my Logitech MX Master. That would be your mouse, I believe. I find I like a little weight just so I do not inadvertently move the mouse when clicking.
I think that was what you were talking about, your mouse.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the $319 price is tablet only. The option price buttons are not yet working on that web page. Could it be the tablet only without the keyboard?
The options were working for me. I don't know if I didn't price it out. But they had one with the keyboard and one with the pen.
Oh. Let's see, was that after going into the buy?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Manor said Chewy sold mini PC with Win 11 that was not approved by Microsoft.
Oh. Zavi Minor saying Chewy sold mini PC with Windows 11 that was not approved by Microsoft. So that's why he's not a fan of Chewy.
I got it here. Magnetic keyboard sold separately.
Ah, all right.
I went down a deeper rabbit hole.
All right. Is it really sold separately, or is it pre-ordered separately?
No information.
Meaning they're not actually available for sale.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if there's something like that coming on Amazon, or quite possibly the Chinese cousin of Amazon, AliExpress.
Competing with this one, you're saying?
Oh gosh, I'm sure that they're making those with 50 different brands in China.
Yeah, and it is the N100 CPU, which is like these mini computers that we've been working with. 13-inch display. That's perfect for Danielle.
Like anything,
Say again?
like anything at class is a sealed box when you get it. You can't open and do anything.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
want it to page or anything.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps the Louis Rossmans of the world could, but I think you buy something like that, you don't intend to open it. You shouldn't. Okay, I think we're winding down here.
I got a couple of comments. If you've
Oh,
got
yeah.
a minute.
This is the time for your comments, Gary.
Yeah. Well, no, I had a CrowdStrike for you.
Oh, all right.
My wife she started the company back up because in non-compete's over, and she got a hospital that got hit. And one of the things that she had told them, and it's a laugh, but they were powered off at 5 and 3 and 4 in the morning in Eastern time zone. You didn't get hit. And they sit in the emergency room, even though they aren't that busy. It's a smaller hospital in the Metro Detroit area, maybe 40 miles out of Detroit. They said it was easier to go back and forth and they just keep them signed on generic. She said, well, how do we know who keyed this stuff? Because their argument was, now, if you ever go to the emergency room, if you're in an emergency, they take your notes. They don't all key it at once. Sometimes you're back in the thing and they're writing it down. So it's, but anyway, they got hit.
All
and
right.
they had, but my comment is, and I actually got to see one of their PCs because I was just curious as an educational aspect, how those files got there and how I know how they got there officially, of course, but I have been the guy that okayed them, years ago, not there, of course. In the first place, you send them as to your users at the building. And this seems like the minute those files hit, they're done. I don't get how they got in the wild. It just doesn't seem right. It seems like it hit the portal, and once it got past the portal, you know what I mean? You would have sent it to your own users in the company. They would have beta tested, alpha tested inside, even if for an hour, depending on how quick you react. Think Microsoft Defender definitions. They come out throughout the day.
Right.
You ship them out, they go to the people at Microsoft first. This thing bricks you quick, so it's not like it takes hours to find out.
Right.
It seems like they just sent just EAD data straight out, and I don't understand that, to be honest with you.
Well, that's why I'm thinking that whatever level of internal testing was done is that those files were modified after they left that
they had to be
area.
They had to be, because they say it's a mistake. I've followed it because obviously, we don't have that product, but we have products. Won't say any more than that, but how in the age did that get to a customer? Because the customer should get it internally, like 5 minutes before it goes out, and you would have known, oh, stop. Whoa.
Yeah.
First of all, the servers would have stopped. They would have stopped there. They'd have been locked in place too. I just don't understand how it got out. Between you and the wall, and of course YouTube, I think there might be something nefarious going on.
I do too. I
can't believe it.
I'm holding that possibility that there's something nefarious going on that doesn't happen until it got outside of the purview of the CrowdStrike company, or
an employee,
or an employee. Yes, well, that's part of the nefarious. The nefarious doesn't necessarily mean outside actors.
Correct. Yeah.
Could have been from
Agreed.
within. An employee that was upset at the company and decides to strike at them, strike at them. Yeah. And the other thing that I can remotely accept the possibility, it just doesn't feel as likely, is that the perfect storm argument, where there's some combination of factors that just met up after millions of these files have been uploaded. They do multiples per day. They've been doing this for years and years, since the beginning of CrowdStrike, because I understand they've used this architecture where there's multiple updates a day, and they just never conceived that a certain mix of combined factors could cause this. That just seems that's la la land in my mind.
But you
Nefarious.
also take a look, the stock market on CrowdStrike's stock value went down about $140 the last I looked.
140 off of what value?
A 380 or something.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And it was a week after Jim Cramer, the stock expert, said this is a buy. It almost looks like they tried to, I mean, $180 or $140 off your, that's a heck of an income for somebody.
There's a chapter out of my past. I was on Jim Cramer's show in a former life. Yeah. What, 15 years ago, I think? Anyway.
So I've had my series 7 since 2000 or 1980, probably 40 years, 45 years.
45 years what?
I've had my series 7 since I got my master's degree.
Series 7?
Yeah, I wanted to be a stock trader.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't go far enough down that line to even know the term. But the let's see, back on CrowdStrike. Yeah, my suspicion is that the cybersecurity division of the FBI, I don't know quite the right name for it, but it's my understanding that it's a division of FBI that investigates cyber incidents. It's quite
actually the bigger one's going to be Interpol because they are a lot more countries.
All right, sure, Interpol. I wouldn't be surprised at all that if there was an investigation going on, they could be requesting CrowdStrike to not reveal what they know. As I understand, companies are required, and Gary, you'll be able to cite the regulation for it. You're required to inform people when there is a data breach.
When there's an intrusion, sorry to interrupt, when there's an intrusion that affects business, data breaches also affect business.
It's part of
so. Yes, and it's 4 days, SEC, FBI in America, of course. That's where I'm at. And it's an 8K, Form 8K you have to fill out.
Okay.
Now, you can also, if you're dealing with FBI, you get a case number, it goes on that file, and specifics can be redacted until further notice, but you have to file within 4 days.
Yeah.
I have looked, some of the companies that I know that have been hit are filing. And they are so big, it's like, we got hit, whatever that means, you know.
Okay, here's my question. Does that regulation require that they pass along everything they know about how the incident happened?
Yes, but you understand the companies that are being required first are the Delta, let's say, because they couldn't book flights. They are not Windows, they're not CrowdStrike. So all they know is they were down because of a file.
So they have a filing requirement.
Right. Now CrowdStrike's the one we're going to have to see. Windows, I mean, I've written kernel drivers in my career, so I understand Windows is in the clear. And here's my question for any programmer that may be listening. I would rather have a computer implode than to let information out. So if your hospital, local hospital imploded, they didn't lose any data.
Right.
So let's say I had a bad CrowdStrike malware update like they did, and everybody's saying, well, Windows should go past it. No, I send a bad one out and you go past it. Now you have no protection. I mean, if you have, think of your car, something we all drive a car, right?
Oh, right, right. Yeah.
If your car had bad brakes and the car just stopped and wouldn't drive any farther, you can't have an accident.
Right.
You know, so if I let you keep driving on bad brakes, you could have an accident. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather have the server implode than open the door.
Yeah. So that's an argument against the people who are saying Windows should have a method to bypass that thing that was going wrong with CrowdStrike. We're saying no, it should not. It should.
I would rather implode.
Yeah.
I mean,
the way that it did. Even.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it. On the IT side, I say, oh heck no. But on the credit card, you know, you and I have credit cards. I'm sure. Do you want your data out there, or you know, a hospital? Think of all the HIPAA data. You know, God knows what disease you have that now's out in the wild. You know.
Now,
So
I suspect that CrowdStrike could write code to catch something like this. That it's just the problem is it is something that was not conceived that could ever happen, regardless of whether it happened by a combination of factors, perfect storm, or it happened by virtue of a third-party actor. That is you can't program error trapping against 0 days that are not conceived or discovered.
like I said, my favorite right now, is your car. Well, if you buy a new car, God forbid you buy an EV, which I have, we have 2 EVs, so that's not an issue, but there's more code than Office and Windows in your car.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh,
And
the
and
double-
is it as messy as far as how it has grown over time? Windows gets so criticized about its a kludge of changes on top of changes. Is that the same thing in cars, or does it get redesigned from scratch every time?
I know the answer and I don't know how to say it delicately. I mean, you don't rebuild the wheel every day, so it gets added to.
It's added to. It's got to be. That's the way things grow and develop.
I mean, you've had an ECU in your car forever. Now you have it. Now you have data in. I mean, think of your tire. Do you have? I mean, I've had a 2016 that had air sensors for tires for inflation to tell you your left rear tire was low. Is the left rear tire low, or did you have a blowout? You know, I mean, 2 different things there, but
right.
Yeah, definitely low if you had a blowout. I mean, you know, what are you looking for when you're looking for it? I mean, my car, if you drive any one of my cars, the guy should get within 5 feet of a telephone pole. I mean, just driving straight, it's like, be careful. Car within a mile, be careful. I mean, you got to tile it down, but it's like crazy. I went through a McDonald's to get a pop, and it's like your mirror's going to hit this, your bumper's going to hit that. I'm like, no, it's not. I mean, one of the things we argue at work, can you turn on the wrong way onto an on-ramp of a freeway? Would you let a car do that? Turn onto an exit ramp of a freeway.
So you mean an autopilot? Would an autopilot
Yes.
let you do that?
Yeah. Would you let a car do that? Yes.
When I'm thinking I'm understanding that when you're designing the software, would you allow the driver of the car to turn on to an off ramp going the wrong way?
Right.
Your question.
Autopilot, either one.
Okay, and you're arguing for yes, let them do that. Right?
Well, what's the answer? What is the answer? But yeah, what if there's 8 kids laying in the road, 3-year-olds?
Right. Yes.
I mean, you got to define.
I'm with you.
I mean, knee-jerk reactions. Heck no, because there's been accidents in Michigan like that, recently, and they called for making sure the car can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, there's some protesters laying in the road. I'm not getting political. You want to hit them?
Yeah.
Or do you want to veer off?
I think that the driver should always be able to override the safety features built into the car. Let me catch.
Well, even the autopilot. The point being is, what you got to make sure your safety features can see. I mean, that's why. I mean, we're putting a road in Michigan right now, main road, and they're putting sensors in the road for autopilot cars. And the real neat thing is, I'm not worried about my car. My wife has driven to Kentucky in our car on autopilot, the Tesla, and it's worked.
Yeah.
I mean, she's awake, but the point being, and she's actually done it on the Lightning too. But the deal is, here's the issue. It's not her driving or the car, it's you and your 68 rust bucket. That's the issue. Or it's the 3-year-old that throws the ball in the street in the 35-mile-an-hour neighborhood. I mean, our cars right now, the minute you get off my street, start telling you the miles per hour, even with construction, you sure you're going. On the speedometer, you don't even have to look at the signs, and it is like 99% accurate.
All right, let me acknowledge comments here. Zvimanor gave me a link for Carrie's review on a Chewy, so I have added that to my tabs for later review. And he says, but the problem also caused a financial loss to the companies. People could not make purchases. You have tremendous financial losses across the world with the CrowdStrike issue. Danielle, Connecticut is bad for wrong way drivers. A lot of on and off ramps with little space between the ramps. I have been at an intersection where there was, one-way street in front of me, and there's a car on the other side at a stoplight, and I just know they're about to turn the wrong way. You can see little cues in a driver that even without a blinker, that they're about to do something wrong. And I just got my thumb right there on the horn button to alert them when they start doing it. And yes, indeed, they did start turning, and I honked the horn at them. A few
That's only in
occasions.
That's only in Fresno.
Actually, EVs, I'm talking about cars for just another quick second. I have no issue with EVs because around town, even for distance, if you top them at 80%, you get 220 miles. If you can find a fast charge, you can charge up in 15 to 20 minutes while you hit the bathroom and get a pop. The problem is finding a fast charger. And I will admit, with the truck, it'll tow your house. The range in the winter is limited. I will give you that.
Yeah.
But in Michigan, because we got down to 0 a couple of days. Now we're inside. I park inside at work, and I have a charger at my space, so I don't have an issue with them. And like I said, my wife went to Kentucky because she hit Dayton and charged 20%. She got down to 20%, charged it back up in 20 minutes, and she went right on through. And if you just stop the gas, what's it take? 15, 20 minutes by the time you pay, pump, get the bathroom or something? Same difference. I mean, it's like a real quick joke. Do you watch TV? You hate the commercials now. Well, we used to the bathroom or the kitchen, the commercial, right?
Right.
It's like, I want commercials a little bit.
Yeah, the commercials were actually useful.
We didn't watch the commercials. We used,
Yeah.
How are the kids doing? Is the dog in?
But on everything that doesn't have commercials, there's a pause button. So
yeah, but I mean, we as a society used to use commercials for bathroom breaks. It's like,
yeah,
when I was a kid, real young, 65, bathrooms were in gas stations, right? Now you wouldn't go to a gas station bathroom. And now McDonald's is bad. Now you have to go to better than McDonald's.
Right.
I mean, it became like fast food. Now you got to go above fast food because they've gotten so bad lately. I travel a lot, and it's like, you're screwed nowadays.
Yeah, Sin Vicious, we're getting a lot of roundabouts in my area too. I've seen them putting in roundabouts at places that I can't scratch my head. Why is it important to do that expense at that location?
There is a law firm about 2 miles from where I live, and they actually post the worst streets in Michigan. They're all roundabouts. The top 10 crashes are roundabouts.
Oh.
And one of them is literally down the block on the way to work. And if it's between 6 and 8, it's a zoo, and it's people. But the thing is, people want to go straight, and you got to get in it. I think you need to train that in driver's ed.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand how to handle a roundabout.
Now, I've been in Europe. They've had them there forever, though.
All right.
There's a lot of people that don't know how to handle a stop sign.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I said I've got a redirect to Kerry's show. It is past his start time, so I'd like to go ahead and shut this down and send people off to his show. I'm going to check and make sure that he is actually started. Let's mute this and refresh this page. I think I got the right page here. Zoomed in so much, hard to say. Yeah. Oh no, this is the Chewy. Let's go up here and see Wendy's Daily, Kerry Holzman. See that he is actually, yep, he's gone. So let's ask you to say goodbye to the audience, please, in Zoom.
Goodbye, audience. And a quick comment, they have N100 tablets on Amazon. I just looked.
Okay. You can put
Bye-bye.
a link in chat. Chat's still alive long enough. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye,
everybody.
Bonds.
All right. And there's the email address. So have a great weekend, everybody. And hit the right button this time. Such a Doug. You can click on this video to see how to get free support through this YouTube channel. This video to see how to get paid support from me directly in private sessions. This video to see how to turbocharge your troubleshooting experience by interacting with this YouTube channel. And this video is a recent video on my channel. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Catch you later. Goodbye.